I think what bothers me or frustrates me as something of a religious-ish film fan is the complete punting and denial of the biblical epic. That used to be the genre. I mean, you think about Ben-Hur, one of the most expensive movies ever made, on par with certain Marvel budgets that you'll get today. And yet it made 10 times that. All for a movie that's fundamentally about a guy who meets Jesus and then learns the power of forgiveness. Yeah, it has the chariot moments, but that's what that movie is. Then again, Charlton Heston, yeah. But I mean, back then the Bible didn't mean sort of political division as it kind of does now. People looked at it as a text that you could adapt. And no one really wants to touch it because they're too scared to, which is, I mean, that's kind of the big frustration I have with, both mainstream Hollywood and evangelicals. No matter which way you slice it, it feels like it's just playing it a bit too safe. But they looked at what's interesting about it. How do we adapt this? How do we turn this into a movie like any other thing? And just because it was the Bible, it translated into something particularly transcendent. But it was movies like that, The 10 Commandments, and King of Kings. King of Kings, what a freaking banger. King of Kings, I think, just goes extremely swept on in that world, because it's not a particularly exciting action-y film like Ben-Hur was, no matter how hard MGM tried, but it was the melodrama. It was the melodrama that we expected and that we hadn't seen heretofore, with Jeffrey Hunter at the center, guiding us as Jesus from birth to crucifixion to resurrection. And narrated by none other than Orson Welles, who takes great pride in saying apostle with a hard T.
Then Jesus called unto him his disciples, the chosen 12, whom he also named apostles, and led them into the wilderness.
This was Nicholas Ray, you guys. Well, not initially. If I recall, this sort of began as a passion project for John Farrow, the writer behind Around the World in 80 Days, John Paul Jones. He wrote this to be an independent film. He called it Son of Man. Apparently the script was unruly. It was as if you just took the Gospels and you put them into screenplay format, and it was just like unreadable, or at least that's what they said. It's like, look at all these and thous, but I guess it just didn't translate to the medium. It wasn't a good adaptation. He had some spats with the producer Samuel Bronston, who was the lead guy behind it. He stuck with the movie. Samuel Bronston hired on Nicholas Ray to take over and teamed him up with Philip Jordan to rewrite the script. They had both previously worked together in the creation of the Joan Crawford, Sterling Hayden film, Johnny Guitar. Say what you will about the sort of complicated spider web to get there, King of Kings ended up a hit. Maybe not to the same degree as Ben-Hur, but it was like a very sure success. It's epic, it's spectacular, it's gorgeous, and it's underrated.